For some, there's only one election issue, the Brexit border separating them from Great Britain. But there are other pressing concerns, even in unionist heartlands.
The protocol's big, there's no doubt that, but to me the housing issue is the biggest issue in this area.
I like to see us getting equal equality for both sides.
Yes, yes. And I think the number one factor is the living issue, the electric and the gas.
What they do for my community, they don't do nothing for my community. They only come round their door when they're looking their phone.
Irish nationalists are poised for a historic victory, but Sinn Féin's Michelle O'Neill can only become First Minister if Unionists form a government with her. Father Martin McGill fears more political stalemate. He rebuked politicians at journalist Lyra McKee's funeral for not coming together sooner.
Why, in God's name, does it take the death of a 29-year-old woman with her whole life in front of her?
The priest says political vacuums are dangerous in Northern Ireland.
I have to say my blood would run cold. I would put it as strongly as that with the idea of stalemate. Stalemate here has left us in some very, very dark places. So if there's stalemate, that if our politicians refuse to do that, then they provide a ground where the likes of those organised crime gangs will flourish.
In the last Stormont election, the Democratic Unionist Party won 28 seats, Sinn Fein 27, but the DUP is under pressure over Brexit. There are two more moderate parties, the Ulster Unionists and the nationalist SDLP, and Alliance, its middle ground vote steadily increasing. Freya McClements, Northern editor of the Irish Times, says a Sinn Féin win would write a whole new chapter here.
It plays into the question of a border poll, a unity referendum, whether there should be a united Ireland, because that's the conversation that was put really firmly on the agenda by Brexit. That conversation is not going away, and you'll hear the DUP very vocal on this, saying if there's a nationalist First Minister, it brings that border poll closer.
Brexit and the resulting border in the Irish Sea have been political game changers here. One driving nationalist demands for Irish unity, the other fuelling unionist fears about their place in the United Kingdom. And that creates the potential for this to be a defining election. For 100 years, Stormont elections have been won by pro-British parties. Victory for an Irish nationalist party holds out the prospect of real constitutional change. David Blevins, Sky News at Stormont.